The following is a Richie on Sports production.
From uptown New Orleans, right off of Carrollton Avenue, it's another spectacular Blue Haven pool. With a proven track record since 1954, Blue Haven Pool. Log on today. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to the Purple, Black, and Gold. Eric Ritchie, pleased to be joined by former Saints quarterback John Fourcade. Over the next 30 minutes, we break it down Saints and LSU style. Of course, the Tigers are coming off the bye week. They've got Johnny Football on deck. We'll talk about them in a minute, but first, the Saints, a 23-20 win over the Niners. It was sweet.
It was a great victory for the Saints. For a second there, it was almost a defeat for the Saints, but guess who came through for us at the end? His name is Hartley.
The guy that we were talking about last week at Torrance Smalls Pool in Kenner, talking about guys like Shane Graham and Neil Rackers coming in for a tryout. Well, all Garrett Hartley does is nail 3 consecutive field goals in the fourth quarter, the final of which sealed the win, 23-20.
Obviously, that's just, with what I do. It comes with the territory. Some weeks might not work out for you. Others, like today, did. Obviously, this one was a little bit sweeter. Especially, just how it goes about it. And, people, say what they want to say. And at the end of the day, though, that, this is my job. This is, I'm part of this team.
I believe Hartley might have saved his job with those 3 kicks, especially the second kick that tied the score up to go into the last kick to win the football game. He knew they had brought in other kickers, but right now, my hat goes off to Hartley.
21, 42, and 31 yards, respectively, for Garrett Hartley with those game-winning field goals. The other thing everyone's talking about is certainly that hit from San Francisco's Ahmad Brooks with just over 3 minutes left on Drew Brees. It's getting national play. We've got great reaction from both of the parties involved, starting with Drew Brees, and then, John, as we do each and every week in the Saints home games, I go into the visiting locker room, and I found out what Ahmad Brooks had to say about it. Great stuff from both players.
I felt myself get clotheslined in the head, which is an obvious foul. And so I'm on the ground, and I'm just sitting there going, please tell me they threw a flag on this. And sure enough, one of my teammates came to help me up and said, hey, you okay? Yeah, they threw a flag. So we were good.
I felt like I hit him with my chest. You know what I mean? Like I basically bear hugged him kind of hard. And he lowered his shoulder.
You say his lip was bleeding?
I seen his lip bleeding. I mean, it's very frustrating. The game could have went a totally different direction than what it went. And I'm just mad because, that was a big play in the game. And, we lost the game, man, and that's probably the reason why. You try to protect all the players around the NFL as much as possible, but I just think that they protect the offensive players a little too much. The defensive line, man, we still get chopped. We still get cut blocked from the offensive linemen, and they don't do anything about that. So, if you're going to protect everybody, then how about you change the rules on chop block? Man, I don't think it's just because of Drew Brees. I just think that probably because we're in New Orleans,
My take on the hit is this. I thought it was a good hit, good football play. Under the circumstances, the rules of the league, they had to throw the penalty. But I don't like it. A lot of people don't like it. If Drew Brees is taller, nobody's complaining about it.
Defensively, the Saints held the 49ers under 200 yards total offense. It's the second consecutive week, John. They've held a big-time offense under 200 yards. Only 83 of those came on the ground. Certainly another victory for Rob Ryan's unit. Now, one of the old nemesis for the Saints, of course, Vernon Davis, who had that touchdown catch to beat them in the playoffs following the 2011 season. I had a chance to talk to him after the game to ask him what kind of a defense this was as opposed to the time that they beat the Saints the last 2 times.
I thought they did a great job as far as slowing down the tight ends. They came in, they would have a defensive end, slam the tight end, then they would have their secondary guy, and Malcolm Jenkins over the top. So they did a great job as far as handling that. And they just played football, man. They played some good football tonight.
Big difference from what you've seen the last 2 times you
Oh,
played?
totally big difference. You know, the very first time that we played them, I guess was in the playoffs. Last time they would go man-to-man and leave the tight ends isolated with the safeties. And they switched some things around. They played great tonight.
Said it all year long, Rob Ryan is the reason why the Saints are where they're at now. That Saints defense has improved week in and week out, holding these guys to really, 200-something yards and change. It's obviously Rob Ryan's team and this awesome defense that he has.
It's time for us to take our first break on the Purple, Black, and Gold. Later, we'll talk about Johnny Football coming to Tiger Stadium and how LSU plans to slow him down. But up next, it's Payton's place as Coach Payton breaks down the Saints' latest win as we move ahead for a short week against the Falcons. Again, we're at Uptown New Orleans off of Carrollton Avenue, a spectacular Blue Haven pool. Look how sweet this one is. We're back after this.
At MyHealthInsuranceLady.com, we offer online quotes for Blue Cross, Humana, and Coventry, just to name a few.
That's My Health Insurance Lady.
We offer you expert advice on choosing a plan that's right for you and your family.
That's My Health Insurance Lady.
So go to MyHealthInsuranceLady.com for your health insurance needs.
That's My Health Insurance Lady.
MyHealthInsuranceLady.com.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
Welcome back to the Purple, Black, and Gold. It's a short week for the Saints following a Sunday night win. They're playing the Falcons on Thursday.
Players in the NFL hate short weeks, especially when you're coming off of a Sunday game, playing a Thursday game. It's ridiculous. They don't like it. The injury factor is a big killer to it. But at least they're playing a bad Atlanta Falcons team.
Routines are all kind of mixed up this week, so the Monday press conference for Sean Payton was actually a teleconference over the phone. We're not going with that, so we'll break down Payton's place from his post-game comments after the win over the 49ers.
I thought it was an important win. It's a good team we played. Seems to be always a real good game, and I told a lot of their players that that's a real good team. So we respect them, and it was a good hard-fought game. Man, I'm proud of them. Number one, I thought we fought through some tough breaks, and I told them statistically we did all the things we talked about doing to win this game. Rushing yards, third downs, every one of those things. I thought we held them to, I don't know what the final number was, 85 yards. But, hey, there were some tough breaks. We had a fumbled punt. We score a touchdown on an interception. It ends up being a touchback and a turnover late. But I just thought that they hung in there, and they deserved to win that game. It's good to see. It's like I said during the week, there's a lot of white noise we don't pay attention to, and we just keep focusing. And look, I would love the way he responded, and I said this, a week ago it was the offensive line and Ingram, and this week it was Garrett. It was great to see, so proud of him. I felt like it was time for us to do something in the return game. I was real pleased for those guys on the field. Greg and Stan do a real good job, and the players, one play like that, you don't know when it's going to happen, but it's significant. I mean, you can try to point to one single event in a game, but they all lead to a final outcome, and that created field position for us where we were able to score. So it was a big play. Their play was not grounding, and I don't think ours was either. That's what I think. I'm talking about when Drew got called, because generally there's a duress involved when you're in the pocket. I didn't think he was under duress, and I think there was a receiver in the area. Nor did I think theirs was grounding because he had just gotten outside the pocket, within a yard. So generally the benefit of the doubt goes with with the quarterback.
Sean Payton's definitely happy about that win over the San Francisco 49ers. He'll take it any way he can, but like he says, he hates short weeks. Got to get ready to turn around against a division foe that people hate, Atlanta Falcons, them dirty birds.
And they don't have very many fond memories of the San Francisco 49ers either. Time now to go out to the Saints complex. Paul Boron breaks down this Saints win over the 49ers and looks ahead to next Thursday.
Eric, in my 5 years of covering the Saints, the Superdome on Sunday was arguably as loud as I've ever heard it. The fans knew it was an important game, and so did the team. By beating the 49ers, they remain a game ahead of the Panthers in the NFC South. They remain within a game in the loss column of the Seahawks for the NFC's best overall record. And in beating the 49ers, they vanquished a team that had handed them 2 heartbreaking defeats.
Coach Payton keeps telling us we're going to play in bigger games. So that's our mentality right now. We got a bigger season ahead of us. But this one is definitely takes a little bit of the sting away. You know, walking off that field in 11, that's never going to go away. Last year they came in here and beat us on our home turf, which doesn't happen very often. So this was one at the beginning of the season that we kind of you look forward to. And we were aggressive. We were hungry today. And we were physical. And I think the physicality kind of answers your question. We wanted to meet the Niners at midfield, and I think we did.
The difference between, you know, winning by 3 touchdowns and then having to kick a game winner, I mean, listen, that builds character. So I think we won this way because we were supposed to win this way. A complete team effort, great team win, a momentum builder, a confidence builder moving forward.
But there's not a lot of time to relish the win over the 49ers. It's a short week for the Saints as they have to get ready to face the struggling yet still dangerous division rivals, the Atlanta Falcons.
We do a great job sticking together and you know, bouncing back from bad situations. Sean says all the time, like, things are going to go bad. It's what you do the next play. And that's what we're going to do going forward. We're going to put this game, we got a short week. We got a game on Thursday in Atlanta. And we're going to hop on them.
It's really tough, mainly on guys' bodies, you know, just trying to you know, find a way to just get themselves, you know, healthy and ready physically to play the game. You know, mentally, for the most part, they make it divisional opponents, you know, so that, you know, there's the level of familiarity there. But still, from a game planning standpoint for the coaches, it's difficult. And it's just kind of, man, just quick turnaround. I mean, bang, bang, get your body right, you know, get your mind right, put in some extra hours to make sure that you're ready to roll, and then you know, go on the road and try to get a big win at Atlanta.
One of the more impressive numbers coming out of that 49ers game, they held the Niners to just 196 yards. That's the second straight opponent they've held under 200 yards. And Eric, that hasn't happened since 2000.
Paul, you're right. The defense, very impressive. Now ranked 3rd in the NFL with yards allowed. Now, their opponents this week, the Falcons, the opposite end of the spectrum. They're in the bottom 3rd as far as allowing opponents to rack up yards. So you would think Drew Brees and company primed for another big game?
Yeah, the offense should be rolling at the Georgia Dome Thursday, and not just the passing game. The rejuvenated run game should really roll against a Falcons defense that is atrocious against the run, giving up 133 yards a game. The only teams in the NFL that are worse, the Chicago Bears and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Paul Boron, thanks, from the Saints complex in Metairie. So it's the Saints at 8-2 against the Falcons at 2-8. Thursday night, 7:25 kickoff. Saints a 7.5-point favorite already. What about the 4 keys from John Fourcade? Here they are. Fourcade's 4 keys.
Basically, the 4 keys to this football game is this. Do the Saints go into this game overlooking a team that's 2-8? I hope not. Second key to the game is must keep Drew Brees healthy, where the offense can score points. I think they will. Defensive side, the keys on the defense is basically this. Get to Matty Ryan. He has been playing some bad football lately. And the last but not least, do not let the Atlanta Falcons find their running game against the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans will win this football game.
Exit stage left time for the purple, black, and gold. When we return, it's LSU time. Odell Beckham, a special honor for the wide receiver for LSU. We'll tell you what that is when we return as we roll on from another beautiful Blue Haven pool from uptown New Orleans, right off of Carrollton Avenue. We're back with LSU after this.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
In the heart of the French Quarter, the recently renovated Spirits on Bourbon, as seen on Spike TV, is your must-see destination on Bourbon Street, with nightly entertainment featuring our dueling piano show. Sing along and have a great time. Spirits on Bourbon, with our world-famous signature drink, the Resurrection, served in our souvenir blinking skull mug with tons of booze and a jalapeno for extra kick. Or try the Barber Beer. It's not a beer, it's a delicious mixed drink with whipped cream vodka, root beer schnapps, cream soda, and topped with whipped cream. Or if you dare, pay homage to our resident ghost, Edward Dubois, and have a shot in his barber chair. Come hungry. Our great food is served 24 hours a day, Thursday through Monday. Steaks, shrimp beignets, shrimp po' boys, and the best gumbo in the French Quarter. And for souvenirs, visit our website at spiritsonbourbon.com. Spirits on Bourbon, 615 Bourbon Street. Welcome back to the Purple, Black, and Gold. Eric Ritchie alongside former Ole Miss quarterback John Fourcade. And welcome back home for LSU, playing at Tiger Stadium this week, John, against a Texas A&M school for the first time in like a month back at home.
Oh, it's been a while that they're back home playing in Baton Rouge, and Johnny Football is not coming to town. I am the original Johnny Football. This guy named Johnny Manziel is coming to play. Right.
Right. Well, he certainly came up once or twice in this week's Mad Hatter segment from Les Smiles Monday from Baton Rouge.
I can tell you that everybody knows his famous line when calling basketball games, string music, and we want to say thanks and remember him. Bigger, faster, stronger. He's thrown for 3,300 yards, 31 touchdowns. I see him as a much more complete quarterback and very good player. If there's a better player in college football, I'd like to know who he is. It's an amazing thing, isn't it? I mean, the idea that you handle the ball so effectively with one hand. I mean, it's the dangest thing I've ever seen. I mean, he makes a turn, he'll circle the ball with his hand to make that left-hand turn, and again, it's a very special talent, you know, strength and ability to move his feet and control the ball. And you know what? It doesn't come out of his hand in the pocket either. I mean, he's a guy that has ball security, even though he carries it unusually. Well, I think, first of all, we played, our defense. I think, many times there's a lot of change that goes on that is not necessarily, right and correct. And yet you have to be smart enough to make adjustments so that, you advantage your athletes, the guys that you put on the field. So we're going to do similar things. We're going to not necessarily do what exactly we did a year ago, but I think some of the principles will be the same. I think they're looking forward to playing Texas A&M, and it's a, you play a team and you fall short. Certainly, there's difficulty. You'd want it to be heartfelt and not just used to it. Okay, but I think in the same vein, they're beyond it. I think it's time to go on, and I think they're looking forward to playing A&M. A&M's a challenge in and of itself. He's going to practice. He practiced all 3 practices last week. He feels good. It was a contusion, not necessarily a sprain, and that's healing. I think Zach is. I think he could not come to practice on Tuesday, and the reason is because he is a competitor and that he's wanting to play best, and he realizes there's 2 more games in the regular season, and he wants to compare with the best in the country, and I think that. That's his goal, and I think it's our goal for him, and I wouldn't expect it to be any different.
You know, Les Miles is going to have his hands full this week. He knows what Johnny Manziel can do. He's known for a fact that this game is going to schedule. They would have liked to have played this football game knowing the winner might win the West, but it's not going to happen. You will see a shootout come this Saturday.
Now, the Tigers' defense was one of the one teams in the entire planet last year that did have a little success of slowing down Johnny football. Of course, LSU won at College Station, holding the Aggies to 19 points and forcing Johnny Manziel into 3 interceptions. Let's hear from some of the LSU players on their take with Johnny Manziel.
He's a great player. I mean, the attributes that he brings to the table, I mean, is just amazing. Try to contain him. You know, I don't think you can really truly stop him. You know, but you know, at the same time, you know, try to contain him. Don't let him extend plays, extend drives on third down with his feet, and also, you know, get around his playmakers. You know, get around those guys, and you know, force them to throw bad balls or something. You know, I think that's the only thing that you kind of can do to slow him down.
Of course, this game is not all about Texas A&M's offense.
No, it isn't. It's about an offense called LSU Tigers. Beckham, Landry, Mecklenburger, Hill. You want me to stop there?
Well, Odell Beckham, for one, is a guy who has been recently honored as one of 10 semifinalists for the Biletnikoff Award, honoring the nation's top wide receiver.
It's just an honor to, you know, even be mentioned, you know, in the names of those guys. You know, I heard about it today. You know, it's great to, you know, even be, you know, a part of that. But, you know, the goal for right now is really, you know, beating A&M, Arkansas, and all these other teams taking care of business.
You're looking at a guy that, you know, his team relies on in a number of spots and has spectacular hands and speed. It's impossible to cover him one-on-one. And you know, I think certainly that national award he's worthy.
Time for us to step aside. When we come back, Fourcade's 4 keys of beating Texas A&M, and then later, John Fourcade's alma mater, Shaw, going up to the North Shore and coming home with the win. High school football on deck as well as we roll on the purple, black, and gold.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
At myhealthinsurancelady.com, we offer online quotes for Blue Cross, Humana, and Coventry, just to name a few.
That's my health insurance lady.
We offer you expert advice on choosing a plan that's right for you and your family.
That's my health insurance lady.
So go to myhealthinsurancelady.com for your health insurance needs.
That's my health insurance lady.
myhealthinsurancelady.com. The Swamp Room on Veterans Boulevard in Metairie has everything you're looking for. The home of the Swamp Burger, juicy steaks, and a healthy portion of cheese fries. All part of a full-service grill that stays open late. Happy hour every day, 11 to 7, with a wide selection of 22 different beers on tap with hundreds of different bottles to choose from. Compete with your friends on pool tables, darts, golden tee, or try your luck on video poker. 17 flat-screen high-def TVs to watch LSU, the Saints, NFL ticket, and the MLB package at the Swamp Room, 5216 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie.
It's definitely going to be exciting for us to finally get a home game, you know, after kind of a little road stretch, a couple byes. So, you know, we're excited to play in front of our fans again.
That's Jarvis Landry bringing us back from break as LSU finally comes home to play a football game. It's number 18 LSU at 7-3 overall, 3-3 in the SEC, taking on 9th-rated Texas A&M, 8-2 overall, 4-2 in the SEC. It's a 2:30 kickoff at Tiger Stadium. As for John Fourcade's 4 keys for victory, here they are.
My keys to LSU winning this football game are very simple. Defensively, #1, stop Johnny Manziel. #2, stop Johnny Manziel. #3, stop Johnny Manziel. And the 4th one is LSU score more points than Johnny Manziel.
Outstanding 4 keys from John Fourcade. Let's switch to high school football. NOLACatholicLeague.com. It's the latest craze in high school football. Check it out. Log on. High school scores, highlights, and, of course, the TV show as well. Here's just part of this week's show, focusing on the Jesuit Blue Jays. Here's Coach Kaiser talking about this week's matchup against number 1 ranked St. Aug.
Hopefully we're going to learn from the mistakes we made in the first week.
Okay.
We've got to be able to make sure that we can tackle in the open field with their skill out in the open field, and try to contain these guys. And it's going to be hard, but it's a challenge that I think our kids will step up and meet.
NOLACatholicLeague.com, the TV show. It can be seen each and every week on Cox 4. Wednesday at 6:30 is the premiere, with replays Thursday and Friday. Also want to remind you about riverparishfootball.com. In its 4th year, 4 million hits just a year ago. Huge wins by St. James last week and by Hahnville. Both of those came on the road. Also, East St. John. The Wildcats, a big win in the playoffs to start things off, came from the defensive side of the ball. Amani Martin already had 1 interception. With a minute to go, he comes up with his second. This one, a pick 6. He's going to go 91 yards to the house to give East St. John a 19-7 lead. The game wasn't over, though. Again, East St. John needed a defensive play, and they got one from LSU commit Xavier Lewis. He's a quarterback. He's a cornerback. Shut down corner, and East St. John wins. Time for us to take a break. We send our shout-outs on the purple, black, and gold when we return from another gorgeous Blue Haven pool right here in Uptown New Orleans, right off of Carrollton Avenue. In the heart of the French Quarter, the recently renovated Spirits on Bourbon, as seen on Spike TV, is your must-see destination on Bourbon Street, with nightly entertainment featuring our dueling piano show. Sing along and have a great time. Spirits on Bourbon, with our world-famous signature drink, the Resurrection, served in our souvenir blinking skull mug with tons of booze and a jalapeno for extra kick. Or try the Barber Beer. It's not a beer, it's a delicious mixed drink with whipped cream vodka, root beer schnapps, cream soda, and topped with whipped cream. Or if you dare, pay homage to our resident ghost, Edward Dubois, and have a shot in his barber chair. Come hungry. Our great food is served 24 hours a day, Thursday through Monday. Steaks, shrimp beignets, shrimp po' boys, and the best gumbo in the French Quarter. And for souvenirs, visit our website at spiritsonbourbon.com. Spirits on Bourbon, 615 Bourbon Street.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
Getting ready to wrap up another purple, black, and gold shout-out time. John Fourcade, you're up.
My shout-out is to the Urban Youth League baseball affiliates here in town. Golf tournament yesterday. I played golf with Johnny Giavotella and Ron Washington. My shout-out goes to you guys.
Johnny Giavotella, Ron Washington, that's a star-studded cast. Giavotella, the former UNO and Jesuit ball player, I think he's from right around this area. As for my shout-out, the lead singer of Zebra, Randy Jackson, singing the best music of the Doors at the Mahalia Jackson Theater in concert this past week with the Louisiana Philharmonic Orchestra. It was good stuff. All kind of worlds colliding, an eclectic mix, solid show.
I bet it was. All the music must have been awesome that night.
Good stuff, absolutely. For the entire crew here at the Purple, Black, and Gold, I'm Eric Ritchie from another beautiful Blue Haven pool, Uptown New Orleans off of Carrollton Avenue. Thanks so much for watching the Purple, Black,
and Gold.
Good night, everyone.